Hello, welcome to Puzzle Master. Today I'm going to be showing you the solution for the Hanayama WU puzzle, which means I'm going to show you how you can take that ring off those doubled horseshoed chained together pieces and then how you can put them back into its original position. Now the WU is a level 3 out of 6 on the Hanayama difficulty scale and a level 7 out of 10 on the Puzzle Master difficulty scale. And if you don't already have the WU puzzle for yourself, then you can pick it up from our website, puzzlemaster.ca. And without further ado, let's get on with that solution. Okay, so here we have a fully assembled WU puzzle, which is a mouthful to say. And the solution for this isn't that easy to see because there's a lot of different parts of a lot of different pieces that all sort of come together in one sort of move. The first thing before we get into any moves is we're going to have a quick look at this ring that we're actually trying to separate. And what we want to be aware of is this little gap in here, because that is the key to getting this actually separated from these two double horseshoe shaped pieces. Because that extra little bit of gap allows us to slide up and down two of these half horseshoes at the same time, which will make more sense when we actually go through the move. So first of all, what we need to do is, it's a little bit easy if you get that gap orientated so it's either towards one end of the chains, so either this chain or this side or this side. And what we're going to do is we're going to, very similar to the horse solution, we're going to be twisting and essentially moving this part to this side of the ring. At the same time, we're using this part or moving this part to this side of the ring. The only difference is we're also moving this part here to this side as well. So what that looks like, that description isn't amazingly helpful, but we want to end up in this position here. So you've got these two have crossed over to the opposite side. This one has crossed over to the other side, or its opposite side. And essentially all we need to do now is line up the ring and slide it down as we push those two pieces together. And then we end up in this position here. Now it only slides down to this position if you've got that gap in the right place. But once we're down here, we can then pass it over the horse's head. And then what we need to do to slide off is we need to line up that gap in here. So from here it's easier to see. So if I try and get it off in this position, there's not enough room. But if I simply turn to this position, we can then slide the ring and separate the WU puzzle just like that. And for putting the WU puzzle back together, it's a little bit easier than taking it apart because there's a couple of steps that you can sort of miss. But first of all, we're going to take the puzzle, we're going to turn it into this position here. And what we want to focus on in this position is these three pegs here, because we're going to be sliding on to those three pegs with the ring. And again, this gap in the ring is important because it's that gap that allows us the space to then slide down to the bottom in here. And if you're in the right position, you'll go straight over that horse's head and into this position here. Once you are here, as long as you've got the gap orientated in the right position, you can essentially just open it up, slide up from there, and you've reassembled the WU puzzle just like that. So there it is, that is how you separate and then reassemble the WU puzzle. It can look very confusing when you've sort of got two of the pegs on one side and then you're trying to get one of the peg on, or one of the pegs on the opposite side to the opposite side. It can look very confusing and it can be quite tough. The key really is sort of giving yourself enough room by using the gap in that little circle that we just been through to get it out and then around and then off the edge of the opposite side. Now hopefully this has helped you solve the WU puzzle for yourself. If you want to pick up more puzzles just like the WU puzzle, then check out our website puzzlemaster.ca, where we have the biggest variety of puzzles on the internet in the world. And until next time, I'll see you later.